Tailgate Breakfast Club.
We call it Tailgate Breakfast Club, and
We do, and La Capitana, La Capitana is at your rear.
what is that?
So go ahead and execute a face about. Turn around.
What is the El Capitan?
La Capitana.
La Capitan.
La Capitana.
Oh,
That's La Capitana.
Jesus! You heard me say that, didn't you? I heard you say it.
Oh
Y'all
man.
have caught us in our rarest form.
Yes.
Hey, I appreciate you.
The
I ain't seen
remnants of Libra season just walked in this thing too.
Good morning.
Okay, good morning.
Bonjour.
There we go.
Bonjour.
Talk to us.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Bonjour.
We can hear you.
El bonjour. So yeah. How you been? What's going on?
I'm good. Hold on. Something.
Professor Donnie, tell me what's good in the neighborhood.
Everything is absolutely well. We're thankful and thoughtful and glad to be amongst the living. It is another day. We're in the month of November now, which is we've eased our way. Yes. We've eased our way out of these. That is me all the
Big
way.
shout
My mama's
Big
birthday
shots
on
out.
Monday, on Sunday.
Okay, fantastic. Well,
So
that's
my
why me and
cousin
your mom
Keisha-
get along so
And my
well.
cousin Keisha's birthday. Leave it alone. Go back over there. Go back.
Shout out to
We
sister.
got a house full. Like y'all can put me on a little bit, but we got a house full.
Shout out to Sister Keisha, who I passed the other day in the parking lot. So yeah,
What?
so, outstanding. King Jab's mother, her birthday is today. So
Yeah,
we
happy birthday.
we definitely want to extend.
Listen, there's a lot
Happy
of
birthday.
birthdays in November. I'm
Mhm.
thinking. So Steve's birthday is in November.
Okay, nice.
Rashad Moulton birthday is in
My
November.
big
Yes,
brother.
yes.
Shout out. Yes.
My auntie Renee, my cousin Joe, my uncle Bobby. It's a lot, you know what I mean?
So you
It's some other
surrounded by Scorpios.
A little
Oh,
bit.
yeah, I like-
Hey, Coco.
I like the November, October time of the year.
Yes, me too.
Time to plant your seeds, the harvest in the
Mhm.
spring.
Right
You
on.
know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And daylight savings time goes back Sunday.
I know
I
it's
believe.
gonna be crazy.
Yeah, so we fall back
So
on
we
Sunday.
fall back.
We do.
That's what I did. I already fell back.
So it's gonna be lighter. It's gonna be lighter in the morning.
Lighter and early and longer
Yeah.
nights.
And longer nights.
Yes, the sun will go down at 6.
Yes, finally.
So don't call me after the sun go down.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, so
At 6. do
Good
not call me.
morning, Tamika.
Hey, big shouts
Good
out to
morning,
Coco,
Aaron.
man. Big shouts out to Mo Resources. I seen y'all at the all white party in
Coco,
Atlanta.
listen, I
Call
want
in.
you to call in because you got to tell us how moving to Atlanta has been because you made this
It looked
move.
fun so far.
Oh, you
It-
see
it
him?
looked fun.
Did you see him climbing up the mountain?
No.
No, Lord. But you know, it's a wonderful Friday. It's first Friday.
it is indeed.
What?
It's already here.
It's first Friday.
Mhm.
So
I
you know
first
what?
Friday
You
used
know.
to be big.
So you want me to tell you that means we got one more first Friday before
year.
the end of the year.
Yep.
Yes,
One
yeah.
more.
It's like 60 days,
hmm
give or take, before we flip the calendar.
Yeah, today is officially the 307th day of 2023. We're walking this thing on down.
Walk it
So
out.
listen, so you got to make this last
I wanna
60
say
days count.
I want
Yes,
to say
yes,
this
yes.
about
Go ahead.
23 has been a challenging year.
It has.
Just to, you know what I mean? I don't want to do a year in review. Probably right now we'll do it later, but this has been a very dynamic and very, I don't know. It's 23 been.
So let me tell you, I'm gonna agree with you. 23 has been one of these years that
It
like
has.
I wanted to get out of like 2020, 2021, 2022.
But I don't know what we came into.
2023, boy. I remember at the beginning of 2023, would you rather
I barely hear you, Q. I'm sorry.
Would you rather?
it might just be
Okay,
your-
it might-
your-
okay.
it's these.
It's no problem.
Hey, so
But-
yes,
but
would
wait,
you
so
rather? Yeah.
We did a would you rather, and it was would you rather have like the beginning of the year be bad and then or end it really good, and
Right.
all of us said like give it to us at the beginning. Or
Give you the good or the bad at the beginning?
the bad at the beginning,
yeah.
so you can end
finish
it.
strong, right?
But 2023 has sprinkled it all through the whole year. It was like yeah.
Salt shaker.
2023 was has been a very interesting year for me. I think it's been one of my best.
Okay.
I was talking to my wife this morning. I said, honey, I turned 41 tomorrow, and I'm still trying to figure out how birthdays work. Like I still don't understand how birthdays work. Born days go. So I'm usually, for my birthday celebration, I usually try to give things to the people that around me that I love.
Mm-hmm.
I give gifts on my birthday. Like that's one of the things I do.
Give my gift.
You get it after the show, okay?
Mrs. Peanut say 23 has been powerful.
Big shouts out to Miss Peanut.
Right
If
on,
you ain't got
right
you a bowl yet, go like the page, go follow the page.
Yeah, big shout out to King Reno.
Yes,
So
yes.
what's confusing with you about the birthdays?
I have the kind of personality that I don't like to impose myself or my concerns on other people, because especially if they're arbitrary. I can control a lot of things. And in my family, we give gifts to our parents on our birthday because they're the ones who really controlled when we were born. We didn't. So our gift is to give them and thank them for their birthday.
Yeah, that's powerful.
And so because of that, I've never been one to ask to inconvenience anybody for my birthday.
So I'm
like, I don't ask for like, hey, can we go out to dinner for my birthday? Can we do
Kiana is the exact opposite. Sprinkle me.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you,
Sprinkle me.
I am, but I feel like birthdays is the one time of the year that, on the flip side, usually I don't ask nobody. I don't like to inconvenience nobody
for nothing.
For the majority part of it. But on my birthday, on my birthday, that's the one time I'm like, let's just celebrate, right?
Right, yeah.
I like people, but on my birthday, I usually make it convenient for everybody else. Like when we went to St. Thomas, like I covered most of the trip. Like it was really inexpensive for everybody to come out. I found the plane ticket was like under $100.
Right.
I paid for most of the house. I paid for the cook. You know what I mean? I just wanted people to enjoy themselves. And I wanted the people who I love to come and enjoy my birthday with me.
Right.
So I do believe like birthdays is the one time when you can call people out to come celebrate you. And that just show you like what you mean to people.
Right. I can understand that. I definitely can understand that.
I do birthdays like honestly, it's another day. I'm not a big birthday person. You get what I'm saying? I threw a party this year.
I think I was there.
Yeah, at barbershop. Big shouts out to T Brown.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't there.
You were supposed to be there.
I wasn't there.
We had a little everybody bought.
I thought we was at Urban, but
I think I was still celebrating that.
Okay.
Yeah, you right though. I think we were still partying.
But listen, I like birthdays though.
But it's another day. It's another day.
Yeah,
in the news.
Go ahead. Yes,
in the news. Yes, Kodak Black, have y'all seen the Kodak Black interview on Drink Champs?
I'm completely ignorant about that.
So a lot of people are giving Kodak Black a lot of flack about the interview. They're saying he needs mental help. They're saying, he needs drug court.
What happened? What happened?
He was just really like Kodak Black.
So this is the thing is you can't be mad at people for being who they are.
A lot of people say they couldn't watch it all the way.
What did he say anything in particular?
No, he was really a hood dude. He was really like.
So this is what I think.
It's like the top of it, the highest hood.
So I do think that Kodak Black do need some type of assistance, some help, right?
Yeah, correct.
But I will tell you this. I don't know why people expect people to be somebody that they're not.
And clown the man. So that's kind of the aspect that I was getting at, how they kind of clowning the dude. Because of if he may have an issue or he may not. You know what I'm saying? To me,
right,
I can tell he's a very smart person through listening to him talk. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He don't know how to articulate.
He might have what they call impediments, right? He might have like something going on.
Yes.
But like when I watched it, I thought like this dude's smart. You can tell he's calculating. You can tell, that he's thinking about stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He has like each thought got a compartment that break down, and you get what I'm saying? So,
but they mumble together sometimes.
But they mumble together. You were exactly right. You know what I'm talking about. You done seen it.
Have either of you ever worked with him directly?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay.
I haven't worked with Kodak.
I want to say T Brown was probably the first person to bring Kodak. They bought Kodak here.
Okay.
Yep. To the Maxi Mall. Remember they shut it down? Yeah, he was promoting.
Now he's from Pompano Beach, right?
Yeah, he's from
Right.
Pompano.
And so I actually went to his store.
Okay.
Because I worked in Pompano. Yeah, like I was there. I actually bought some stuff. And he came out there, but I wasn't there. One of my employees was there at the time, and I actually like met him and hung out with the Sniper Gang, all that other great stuff. But I mean, you look at him, Kodak is always controversial. He always say stuff to get him in trouble. You know what I mean?
Shannon said he wasn't making no damn sense.
So he was. It was incoherent.
To some people, it probably was. You know, so I'm bilingual in a way. So
exactly.
Like, so for real, it was.
And I was gonna bring that up.
It was. So you know, he Haitian.
I was saying English is his second language, right?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think he never been to the island. He talked about that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it's like a gumbo language speak, and then some words that he's saying don't mean what you think it means.
Well, I think so. A lot. So I want to tell you what it is. Is people see and they think he's always kind of high.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he's on some type of substance. So with that, it kind of slur your speech anyway. And then he kind of a little bit everywhere. It is kind of hard to follow him.
Right.
Like, so I would say, I mean, honestly, I think he probably do need some help. You see somebody with money and you think just because they have money, all their regular stuff goes away. Like that's not you. No, I mean, they think that like you're not addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
You don't have these different personalities. And you see them criticize people all the time. Like, you know, we was talking about Sukihana, you know what I mean? And they was like, why would she wear that to the BET Awards? Like, whatever she wore, right? But that was all. And I'm like, how can you be mad at Suki being Suki? Like, you don't expect her to be anybody else but herself.
Right.
What was you laughing about?
Miss Peanut say Jabbar speaks fluent gibberish. And I do at times.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You know, the interesting thing is that oftentimes we don't get, as when I say we, I mean African people. So-called black people, we don't get the benefit of the doubt when it comes down to the way we are plastic with language. We've always had linguistic plasticity. We've always been able to communicate with one another in ways that the general society can't communicate with us.
Okay.
And we've actually used that as a form of resistance.
Yes.
You know, and so I'm ignorant. I haven't watched the interview, but I do know that here's somebody who secured a presidential pardon, did he not?
Yes.
Like
he
Kodak,
talked about the pardon. He
Kodak,
talked about a lot of that stuff.
Right. So that means that at least he has enough fluency to understand how influence works.
Listen, the man is very smart and calculating. And what people do is, because you're not necessarily fluent in language, you're not an eloquent speaker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't come from the Martin Luther King cloth. And you probably say, man, know what I mean? You get what I mean?
Yes.
But then that don't take away from the genius. That don't take away that this man is like brilliant.
So
you get what I'm saying?
This is the problem with it too. Like the thing about communication is being able to communicate it to somebody.
Right. Yes.
Right. And so, I mean, there's a market that understands what he's saying.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you can't communicate it, we've talked about this before about code switching. You know what I mean? Like people, I know Mrs. Peanuts at one point was like, no code switching, like be who you is. We talked about this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. We got a whole
thing on it. But I mean, there's times when you do need the code
when
switch.
You want to communicate
because
who you want to communicate to.
The thing is getting the message to the receiver. However you have to do it.
But I think that's on a higher level of communication.
Well, what that is that's actually my area of expertise, right? So what we're talking about now is called a rhetorical situation. A rhetorical situation is any situation that you have to develop communication and language for. Now, when you understand that African people, particularly American African people, have been in a protracted war against a society that declared war on them about 500 years ago, then everything that we do and everything that we have, we use for resistance purposes. Even as much as the way we wear our hair, the way we walk, all of these things have been used for resistance. And language is nothing different. Art is nothing different. The interesting thing is that Has anyone heard an interview with Basquiat, with the great Basquiat?
I have heard. I've watched some stories on him.
Right.
But yeah, I get what you mean.
See what I mean?
He wasn't a big oratorical speaker.
Not at all.
He was kind of. You right.
Come on now.
He was kind of. So you exactly right. Now that you say that.
Right.
He's not a big speaker. You don't got a bunch of he's speaking all. You know what I'm saying? Kind of shy.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Are artists meant to be understood by the general society? If that's the case, then they wouldn't be artists; they would be marketers.
Oh, art is meant to be understood.
But their art is meant to be understood.
But that's people. That's kind of people in general, right? Like some people are great speakers, and that's plain.
Yes.
Right. And then
and then there's us.
Well, what rhetoric does, what rhetoric does is it dictates the language for the occasion.
So when you say rhetoric, you ain't talking about like political rhetoric. You're talking about.
I'm using rhetoric and all. What rhetoric is the art of manipulation of language. So that's what rhetoric is. It's the art of linguistic and language manipulation for the purposes of communicating clearly. Now, I'm not sure. Again, I don't know.
That's
but
deep.
This is my special.
We got the professor in. The professor has checked me.
So when you were speaking with the entourage, I want to say, you said it was the entourage for Sukihana, I believe, right?
Oh yeah, at the gate,
right? You had to put on your gangster hat.
Yeah. Your gangster rhetoric.
Exactly. In order to be understood, you presented with a rhetorical situation, and you said, "No, this can't. If I speak to this person in this manner, I know I won't be able to communicate with them properly."
There's not a gangster bone in my body.
Okay.
But I get what you breaking down.
No, I get that. No,
it would have been a fight in that thing. Would have told the thing no.
No, actually, if I would have been like this Kiana, they would have just like ran all over. Like they wouldn't have took it. Like I had to like.
Go long.
Yeah, I had to.
Right.
So in local news,
you better have it.
I got you. What I did.
Go ahead.
Okay, the StPete equity officer quits after 23 days.
Nobody knows why.
She does.
So my inside sources,
she knows why.
My inside sources have told me it was very short letter. It was a 2-sentence email.
I'm out.
Holla back. But so the reality is, a lot of people don't know the equity officer position was a position that was developed after a lot of years of advocacy work, right?
Yes.
And then they created this position. This position was supposed to like help us with equity in the community, right? In the city of St. Petersburg. So this is a very important role. I don't know why she left.
Nobody knows. She's not saying. I mean, she knows.
She need to reach out to the Tampa Bay Bears Club.
She knows.
We need to get to the bottom of this.
Right.
She knows, but nobody else knows. Like she didn't say it was like you say. It was really brief, like straight to the point.
We've all left jobs before, so there's maybe 3 ways you leave. You just leave. I'm out. No communication, right? Then there's the 2-sentence email. Then there's the email where you CC everybody in the.
Oh, you leave with a bang. Either way,
those are 3 ways you leave, right? You just leave, and then the one you send it to.
So you walk off.
Yeah. Then the one you just say, I ain't just gonna walk off on y'all like that. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? That's I'm out.
You got this day, but no other days.
And then that last one is when you CC everybody and then press send with authority. She didn't do that.
I mean, sometimes you give them 2-week notice and you give them.
I don't know if this was 2-week notice.
I don't know, but
you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know if this was 2 weeks.
Well, if it was
notice.
23 days after she quit,
so 2 weeks is 14.
Then 2 weeks is 14. Then that means she did it for a week and said, "No, this can't. This for the birds."
Ooh.
She did it for a weekend and said,
We are dealing with racial equity issues in our community.
Most definitely.
Let's not be mistaken. This is a very special place, and we're living in a very special time.
Well, can we say without the radio station's endorsement, so the views expressed, can we say that perhaps the best person for that job should have been Anthony Williams, King Jab, the voice of the people, a person who applied for the job?
I mean, they got applications. They say they got 100 applications.
I should have put my application in.
You should have put your application in for several of them. I ain't got nothing to say to you about applications. Don't talk to me about applications like I ain't gonna talk to you about my attendance.
We have to make sure that we have to make sure that these positions
he
are.
He just really just came at me on air, but I'll let him have it.
I ain't say nothing about
but
my
you,
attendance.
but I know because you had to put that in there, so I would come back at you. Yeah.
See, that was my rhetoric.
Yeah.
That's my own rhetoric.
Nice spin. Nice spin.
He covered himself real quick because he know I was ready to fight. That's okay. Go ahead.
So,
hey, Damien.
The community to which the community that's been deprived the most of what they call equity, which is justice,
yes,
should have more of a stake and more of a say in who gets these kind of positions than just the social bureaucracy that allows people to occupy these kind of positions. I think that's the fair thing for these situations, and I just believe that if the people are consulted rather than the hierarchy, the political hierarchy, if people are consulted about these things, then we'll put the best people in the positions. There's no reason in the world that the city should have major event planning and not have Q involved in the major event planning. There's no way in the world that the city should have community outreach positions that are open, that are six-figure paying positions or just below, and you don't have somebody who's like the president of a neighborhood association in that. But when you look outside of the people for your solutions, then you get 23-day employees.
I don't even know what to say after that, because that was so deep.
Yeah, that was.
Because really, honestly, the importance, because you got to have somebody who has skin in the game.
Come on now.
And see, a lot of times the people with skin, the most skin in the game, are kind of the people that are anti, that they don't want to even work with.
You want me? Oh, and that too is because regardless of the pay or not the pay, these type of jobs really is your labor of love, because nobody can pay you enough to
go through this mess. Yeah,
right. Exactly. And so you have to be invested in the community to want to do these jobs, because it's your community. Yep.
And all too often, right? And this is, so I'm not necessarily speaking about this sister who left her position. So because we're not trying to blame her for her decision.
Not at all.
You get it? I want to clear that up, because we know this is a hard job. We know what we have to deal with in this community. And I can just imagine what it's like to walk up and down those halls.
And don't know this community.
Right. And so people giving it to you like they don't know you too. Right. This ain't a game. You get what I'm saying?
With the job of providing equity in an inherently unjust society.
And thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
And then on top of that, so it's a lot of, like, when you unpeel this, right? There's a lot of things. People thinking like, why you got the job? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Come on now.
There's a lot of
that's
stuff
that back end.
Yeah, that's
right.
The back end.
Like, because they think that like your Jabars and Q should have got the job, and then they're looking at it, or your Jab, because they know the work that's done in this community. And not saying it's just us, but I'm just saying in general.
Yes.
And then now,
why we can't do it by committee? Why you can't hire 5 of us?
By direct appointment. Let's
and give us all 100.
Listen, I don't see why they can't.
I do it for $75,000. You know what I'm saying? Out the back door, y'all ain't got to write no taxes on it. Just
no write taxes on it. Bro, we will not lose the president to income tax evasion.
Just give me the money.
But no, that's
I'm waiting to buy my accountant to pay my taxes.
Yeah, man.
That's an amazing idea. But you know why? It's because we've moved away from the model of believing that individuals in the community have the right to their own self-determination.
And people don't believe sometimes in their own self-determination.
That's true.
I'm going to tell you, I don't work inside and outside this community trying to help bring equity. Right. And I ain't going to get equity my damn self.
Yeah, that's the truth.
You get what I'm saying? I'm helping, trying to fight and do stuff on behalf of others, and I ain't getting it myself. You get what I'm saying?
It's a lot of times you do that. Like, there's a lot of work that's done that, like, you're fighting for services that, like, honestly, you probably need, but you're not even you're not getting. I mean, prime example, you were fighting for voters' rights, and you couldn't vote. You couldn't vote. Yep. You was out there really grinding and could
never voted.
Yeah.
And I was deep in my 30s. So it wasn't no teenage thing. This wasn't no teenage level fat.
Right.
I was a grown man out there like that. And before payment, I didn't have no job doing that. I was volunteering. I volunteered to the point where somebody seen that, hey, I give you a job to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really how you kind of fall into it. It's like you find the passion, you volunteer, then you get a paid job, and then you get a paid job, and then you get paid ever since.
And then you live happily ever after.
Yeah.
And the thing is that because this position has to be filled, I imagine.
Yes, you got to fill.
And if this position is filled, then let this be a history lesson for whoever fills the position. When you fill the position, we can even mark it at 23 days. Let's say before your 23-day point, please come and meet with King Jab, Voice of the People. Please come and meet with our sister Kiana. Please come and meet with Brother President Jabbar. Please have a sit-down meeting with, and I don't know if she didn't, but please have a sit-down meeting with our city councilman, District 7, John Muhammad. Please have a meeting with the people with whom you plan to bring equity to and be their voice. So then you know that you then occupy a position that your merit and skill did not earn. She didn't earn that. The people who endured injustice when they got spat on for sitting on green benches earned that position. She just occupied the seat. When you occupy the seat, you owe something to the people who you work for. I'm not saying this, sister.
I know, I hear you.
Didn't come out.
Yeah, yes.
But she has, whoever fills this position.
That's the qualifications for that position.
Come to the people
yes.
and see how you can deliver equity to the people. Don't tell the people how you will give them equity.
Yes, I hear that.
Not saying she did.
Yeah. You saying they shot at her.
Right.
Because we
not at all.
We don't know.
We don't know her.
And then she wasn't in her seat long enough at this point to do like 23 days and she just needed the staff.
She might not even have business cards yet.
Yeah, like
Just
23 days into the office, like she probably didn't meet everybody at City Hall. At City, you know what I mean?
And it's pressure up in City Hall.
Oh yeah.
So like a lot of people think I work for the city. I do not work for the city of St. Petersburg, right? It's pressure up in that building. That is a place. A lot of people don't know. Some of them places. It's pressure up in the. I'm just saying. It ain't no walk in the park. You get what I'm saying? Especially when you really about bringing change.
Exactly.
So it's easy when you're gonna go in there and go along with what's going on.
And be yes men and women when you go with the masses.
They love you.
As soon as you
go against that traffic,
it's cause see then they be
mainstream.
When you say that, cause they be like that ain't what we hired you for. Yeah. But it is what you hired me for.
This is what I'm here for.
Right, but it's like that ain't so it can be really hard. Well, we're about to go on. All right, we got like 5 minutes. So before we go on this 5-minute break, we do have some guests coming in.
Yes,
right
we do. They're already here. But I mean, they'll be back at the top of the hour. Before we go out, we're gonna do Would You Rather. All right.
Would you
rather be seated in the airplane between a couple that's arguing or next to a crying baby?
I wonder why you put that comment in the messenger, right? Because I didn't see that.
So I'm gonna say,
I need to hear Q's take on this.
Would you rather
sit in between the couple that's arguing or a crying baby? I'm sitting between the couple that's arguing because it's probably gonna be entertaining.
Sorry, you gotta excuse us.
That is gonna be entertaining. Nah,
I like babies. Put me by the.
And you got the middle seat too. You got the middle seat.
And then I can put my little advice in. You know, you didn't hear what he said. She was trying to articulate this. Like I be in the middle eating popcorn.
So you go, I was gonna say, ask Kiana in the air.
Yes. So give me the arguing couple, Alex.
Why not that hollering baby kid?
No.
Hey, Dane said the same thing. Give me the couple. I'm nosy. Michelle says the couple that's arguing. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Big shouts out to King Jab, Anthony Williams. He says they should have gave me that position.
Most definitely. And tune in to the Voice of the People every Thursday on 99 Jams. This station, 99.1 FM, WJM, 99 Jams, every Thursday at 9, from 9 to 10 a.m. Please tune in to the Voice of the People and hear the Voice of the People, King Jab.
Yes.
Q gonna be consulting the couple.
Hey.
Couple okay. Good morning, Nancy. Okay, Lily says that's a whole word.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you was talking about.
So yeah, I'm sitting with the
couple. I'm gonna sit with the baby. I can't. Especially it ain't mine and it's just crying.
Have you ever sat in a plane next to a crybaby?
No.
Oh, that's why you saying that.
No, I don't want to be in the middle of people arguing.
No,
it might get physical.
You ever sat in the airplane next to a crying baby?
It ain't nothing but a crying baby. You ain't never ignored a baby crying before?
2-hour flight?
9. What if you had to do a stretch? What if you had to go across the Atlantic?
Baby goes to sleep. Baby,
you flying to Europe.
Baby ain't.
You got 9 hours,
baby
and this joker got to college
and goes to sleep.
That's not how that goes.
That ain't how it goes.
No. Where you sitting at?
I would probably sit between the arguing couple. Because it ain't nothing like this is a Holland baby. See, a Holland baby and a crying baby, 2 different things.
You're right. Okay.
A Holland baby just a holler. Them the kind of babies with good lungs. They grew up to be singers. Them jokers can holler for hours on end. I've traveled in a car with a Holland baby before, and I didn't like that at all. I started to walk to Alabama. When we hit 82, I started to tell my wife, Crystal, just let me out. I'll just walk to Union Springs. Because ain't no way in the world we're going to keep this ride going on with this hollering behind baby. So, yeah, I would stick me between the couple.
I am between the couple. Hey, Damien say, my son is 1. I'm straight. Like it ain't nothing like a hollering baby on that. Because it interrupts the entire flight. No, people is got the headphones on. I got a nice pair of headphones, and I can put the isolation on. Boom, I don't hear nothing.
Jabbar, I had some babies holler through some headphones.
Man, no, they got this noise cancellation technology, and it's for your safety. They have a button so you can let sound in.
Okay.
Because it takes so much out.
So you could do that. You could do that.
Go to sleep and wake up.
Both. But I'm gonna be in the middle of it.
So you wouldn't hit your sound cancellation when them jokers arguing next to you.
Unless
it
gets like repetitive or something like that. But at the beginning, I'm taking it all in. I can't wait.
You're gonna be texting too, ain't you? Girl.
Oh no.
Shayna.
When Monday get here, I'm gonna be like, let me tell you what happened.
All right, y'all stick with us for the break. We're gonna go on the break and join us. We're gonna revisit some of our subjects, and we got some special guests coming in.
We do. We'll be back 7 minutes after the hour. Tag a friend, tell a friend, share the page.
It's Freestyle Friday, y'all. Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
Time since the war began. The visit comes amid fears tensions in the region could spill over into a wider conflict, as Anthony Zaka now reports.
In remarks before his Thursday afternoon departure from Washington, Mr. Blinken said he plans to talk to Israeli government officials about how to pursue their military and security goals while limiting civilian casualties in Gaza. The U.S., he said, would continue to press to get humanitarian aid into the Palestinians and U.S. citizens out of the conflict zone. The Secretary's trip comes as tensions in the region have become increasingly strained, heightening the risk that the Israeli-Hamas conflict could spread.
7 UN-mandated human rights experts have said they believe the Palestinian people in Gaza, under Israeli siege and bombing, are at grave.
To returning citizens, we were able to negotiate a deal where we got like 30 minutes on the radio, got 99 jams to talk about, Amendment 4 and other local, policies and politics. Enjoyed it, so we started doing it on Sundays as like a podcast with, at the time, Janet Michelle. She was our co-host, and she, filled that role until she moved. And then we had Carla Bristol, Carla B. She came in for a season. And then Reno was behind the scenes. He was always present because we did organizing together, so he'd come and hang out. And then the things that he was saying off camera was like, man, we might as well just have you on the show.
The negative thoughts that you is thinking about right now, or any particular subject, y'all, just flip it.
Turn problems into opportunities.
Problems are opportunities, man. Big shout out to Charles and Brett,
real deal, man.
We on the jump board together right now.
Just being around people and clearly always talking, I just felt like at least learn something so As you see that you're not going to shut up, you can have substance to your conversation and not just be labeled somebody who just love to talk.
Really being informative, looking to give the information that isn't readily available in our community.
Multiple meteorologists can look at the same data and come up with a different forecast.
And so now you take those models, take that data and say, okay, based upon all of that,
absolutely,
you might be in between here and there, and that's my know what I'm saying speech.
Most recently, after Carla B, transitioned out and went to do other things as well, Kiana, we invited Kiana.
I've been working with the guys for a while outside of this, and they called me to interview. And when I came in to interview that Sunday, after the show, they was like, hey, you need to be a part of the show. And I was like, okay.
I look at it almost like a band and the instruments, but it's just the instrument that we're using is our voices.
My voice is already kind of squeaky. I know my voice can get squeakier.
You have to have your radio voice on and have that vocal control.
I talk lower when I need to calm it down. And when I'm very passionate about it, I slow it down. And because I want you to understand what I'm saying.
What's good for the geese is good for the gander. So if you keep it secrets, just know that she can too.
Okay, and see that's why that's why you need it on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. You feel? So you gonna even things out. You know what I'm saying? I was just joking. You know what I'm saying?
We just understand power, and in terms of people's attention, because it costs. People's attention costs. That's why it's called pay attention.
We want to present local information right up there with, the trending topics.
One thing that's a common denominator with all of us is that we're all passionate about our people.
For me, what you take from me is that I'm real and I'm passionate about the growth of our people.
The overall goal, I would say, is to have a more informed community. Around electoral politics, around health, around equity. It's about the mission of connecting the dots and closing the gaps, inspiring people to see what's possible, and trying to be an example. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing sometimes, but you do the best that you can with what you have, and you pray that others will be inspired to join in.
For more info, visit cdatcenter.org/Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
News.
Thank you for that news, and welcome to Newsday on the BBC World Service with James Copnell and Victoria Uwonhunda. Thank you for taking the time to join us. Coming up in the next half hour, we continue our coverage of the conflict and war between Israel and Hamas. And the former crypto king Sam Bankman-Fried is found guilty of fraud, and Hong Kong stages the Gay Games, welcoming thousands of gay athletes to the city.
Israel says its army has completely encircled Gaza City in the north of the Gaza Strip.
I don't have another one. I'm sorry.
Good morning. Welcome back. We are back. Just like that. You have tuned in to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm Kiana.
I am the one and only Mr. Edmund.
And I am the intellectual gangster, Brother Donnie El Professor.
And we have some guests. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Debbie T. Garrett from Pinellas Diaspora Arts Project.
I'm George Naps Cardi from the PDAP Project.
You can hit your thing and bring it up too.
There you go. And so listen, we're back this second hour, brought to you by the
Community Development and Training Center, aka
StPete. And we are redefining
what's cool.
Because smart
is
the new
gangster.
You better believe it.
Baby. So yes, if you missed the first hour, you missed a full pack.
Oh, you missed it.
So we talked about Kodak Black. We had Would You Rather.
Would you rather the equity officer working for 26 days and
23.
23.
Don't give her an extra.
23. Don't give her 3 more days.
No, because she didn't make it 26. The would you rather be in the airplane between the arguing couple or crying baby? I'm in the middle with the arguing couple. What about y'all two?
I say the arguing couple.
Yep.
Yeah.
we've all had experiences with hollering babies, obviously.
Y'all ain't had no experience with noise cancellation headphones.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So, Miss Debbie.
First of all, let me just say this. I want to say thank you to 99.1 Jams for actually giving us the opportunity to come on here to this great platform. I want to say Miss Q, she's like, yes, with confidence. She's the queen. She give you that opportunity every time. And I just want to say thank you to you for bringing us on the air one more time. And also continuously getting the message out there to get to the community, you know, about us, for us, and what we do for us. I really appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome.
So we're here this morning because we're excited. We want to talk about the 2023 Tampa Bay Afrofuturism Festival that's happening for the next 3 weekends. Yes, in November.
It's taking up the whole month, y'all.
Yes, this
It's
time.
their birthday. They like me. When come in, we're celebrating all month.
So 3 weekends of Afrofuturism. Okay, tell us more about it.
Well, I mean, it's packed filled. Tonight is the first night. And a little bit about Pinellas Diaspora Arts Project. It is our mission to elevate, to motivate, to uplift Black and Brown arts in our community, and not just in the St. Petersburg community, but also in the Tampa Bay, because we are the Tampa Bay Pinellas Diaspora Arts Project. And so we have events going as far up to Clearwater, out in Tampa. We're all over this time. We want to make sure that the community is getting these free programs. And I'm going to say free. And the reason why it's free is because you register. And when you register, we can get the funding to bring these community events. And so it's so important that you register.
I want to say thank you to the PDAP, because I am a board member, and it's something like I've never been a part of, because you know arts is very important to me, and I'm just loving everything that's been going on. I'm loving this 3 weekend package, so I just want to know more about it, and I'm so blessed. I do know about it, so I want y'all.
I'm excited. Let me tell you. So this is what. So I'm excited. I know Saturday y'all at Urban Drakery, right?
Yes.
Already at Urban Drakery, they already got their spaceship in the middle.
Spaceship already made.
It's already
being made.
So it's sitting in the middle. So tonight is he say, she say. I don't know where I'm going to be at, because it's in the middle of my stage.
It's gonna be so action packed.
It's in the middle. I walked up to Urban last night, and I'm like, what is this?
That's right.
There, and that's for the George Clinton, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So, two up, one down. That's the P-Funk sign, y'all. Y'all already know. Parting on the mothership. That's how we do it.
So what time does it start on Saturday?
Well, let's kind of go through the calendar for tonight. So for tonight, you know, November 3rd, we're going to be at Arts for Life up in Clearwater. And if you know Jay Henson, who is the mother of Doon Doon Dole, this is her place. And this is where those dancers come from. And every year she puts on her performance at the Mojave Theater. And
it
so
used to be called
Chocolate Nutcracker.
The Chocolate Nutcracker.
Of which I was in two.
What?
Yes. In fact, Dream. Yeah, my wife is a percussionist. She worked with Alvon Griffin. And so she worked hand in hand with Miss J all the time. She had opportunity to perform with some of the biggest names in jazz. She was the little miniature Sheila E. of the area. But she ran the Batucada section for Brazilian Carnival drumming. And she allowed me to be on the Sudo when she was pregnant with Yassine. When she was pregnant with our oldest, the Dream. Shout out to the Dream, Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. She was in chocolate pregnant. I mean, for 8 months. Right, so she was full and jamming. So so Miss J's and
I know that segment that they throw down, you know, for the African Caribbean dance is just phenomenal. Well, because Jay is actually our vice president of PDAP, and she is actually putting on this dance party, this Soul Train dance party at her place tonight. That's going to take place at 8 p.m. It is free. However, free means that you have to do a little something. So if you register, you can get in, no problem. So that's a big event. If you're in Clearwater. And the registration is found on the PDAP website. The website, if you go to http tbaff.com, you can actually pull up all of the schedules. You can actually go online and start registering for all the events that you want to attend. So that's happening tonight. Now tomorrow, which is Saturday, is going to be Bridges, and that's going to be at Studio 620, and that's because, also because that's Bob Devin Jones. But what's so interesting about this program, I could proudly say that I curated this art show. We're going to have some phenomenal artists in the community. These are artists that are over 50, and we have Dr. Gary Lemons from University of South Florida is presenting his work. We have Oliver L. Jackson, who had a gallery in the factory. We have Ray Brown. We have Vivian Barron, who is our Caribbean artist. Mm-hmm. We also have Elaine Chublis, who is an entrepreneur in the community, but her work is phenomenal. We have Freeman. If you know Freeman Kitchen, he's a tattoo artist, but he's also responsible for a couple of letters that are in Black History Matters. He's presenting his work. Myself, we have John Gascott, who is a Latin brother who is doing some phenomenal work. We have Boyzel Hosey, who is our resident photographer. He's also submitting his work. Dallas Cooper Jackson, he's submitting his work. So it is an arsenal of artists. We have Brother Alish, Christopher Williams, the brother who was incarcerated for 28 years, became a phenomenal artist in the community. So we are trying to bridge that gap between the young artists that are happening in this Black Renaissance period that's happening in Florida, because it's happening, and letting them understand who actually had been doing the work all along. So this show is a phenomenal show.
Shout out
We're
Dr.
excited
Lemons, my colleague.
about that. Again, you have to go online to Studio 620 and register. Also, on the 12th, there will be an artist talk. So we're going to bring those colleagues back, and they're going to talk about their work, where art has come from, and where art is going. Space is in the place. That's what I'm going to say. And I'm just quoting Sun Ra. And then on Sunday, which is the 5th, is going to be the Mothership Connection. That is our George Clinton affair with Super Dave, and he's going to break down the history of the music while we're having actually a seriously good time. And then on Friday is going to be our Black Philanthropist. That panel and discussion is happening at the Carter G. Woodson. And that panel is phenomenal as well.
Listen, that's going to be big.
And
I've been sharing that with people because the philanthropy, I've been sharing the Black philanthropy because that's so much needed. And bringing that to the community, especially at the Carter G. Woodson, that's so amazing, man. And that's, I'll let you keep on though, but I just want to cover that.
So Carl Lavender is going to be moderating that. Terry Limsey Scott is going to be on that panel. Leah Davis is on that panel. Miss McDowell's on that panel. Harold Bryan Jr. is on that panel, and Christopher Hackney is on that panel. That is a powerful panel. If you are a entrepreneur, brown or Black entrepreneur in a community, or if you just want to know what's happening in the community in the next 5 years, you need to be in that room. Okay, and then we have on November 11th is going to be the Community Tech Day, and I'm going to let Naps and Jabbar talk about that. I'm calling them the Tech Kings. This is what's happening at Childs Park.
That's right. So my name is Naps, and I'll be the coordinator for that day.
Big shots out to Naps. Go ahead.
So on that day, we're going to have some VR, some 3D, and some artificial intelligence, some virtual reality.
Yes.
And some, what's the third one? That would be
3D scanners.
3D scanners. That's right. That's right.
It's going to be an amazing tech field day at Childs Park. So we bring your children, bring your kids, family members can come. We're going to have some chat GPT classes going on, the 3D goggles. So you got to understand the importance of, being on the cutting edge of technology. There's some stuff that's right at our fingertips that we just want to make an introduction. So let the kids and even family members know, hey, this is something you may be wanting to look at. This may be something you want to learn, you know. So I'm very excited about the Tech Day. It's going to be at Childs Park Saturday, November 11th at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and it's part of the Afrofuturism Festival.
Be sure to register.
Be sure to register, please.
Today.
Yes, please, today.
So you must register in order to be a part of that program.
Will they be able to register at the door?
And we will have a situation where you can register at the door, but we really prefer for you to pre-register in advance. That will also help with your wait time. So that's going to be really important. Family members can register. You don't necessarily have to be a mother. You could be an auntie. You could be a grandma. You could be that child's guardian, as long as you register. And so that is on the 11th.
And UB has put it in the chat for us. So if you're looking, you get if you're on Facebook, you can tap in because UB has already put it out there. Thank you, UB.
And then we have on November 11th in the evening for the grown folks.
Leave the kids home.
Yes, it's a Kiki Ball. And it's going to be hosted by Blood Space and Yummy World. That is going to be in Tampa. For more information about that event, and that's when you dress up in your Space is a Place outfit.
Right on.
And go online, register for that as well. Come out there. And again, it is free as long as you are registering with us. And we are looking forward to having everyone who participated in the previous events to come out and have a good time. And then we have November 17th, which is Black Future Paint Party. And again, that's in Clearwater, and that's at Arts for Life. And that's going to be an exciting day. The last time we did that, we had a very good turnout. It was free food. So please come out, enjoy that. You get to do a little bit of art and walk home with your own artwork, and you don't have to pay for anything. We're going to give you a canvas, paint, and all. Right on. Then on November 18th is the stage reading of, she pronounces it like Aquarius, and Brother Fire and Sister Fly. This is a play that was written by Jake Ann Jones and directed by our own Erica Sutherland. That's going to be at Creative Pinellas in Largo. See, we all over the place, right? That's
going to be big.
And so, we do stress that it's for ages 16 and up. So if you can come out and see that play, the times also is on the website for that. Then we have Saturday, November 18th, which is Jazz and Hip Hop, which is going to be hosted by Sherelle Funk and Rick Adams at the Catalyst Deuces.
All right now.
Now, if you take a look at that lineup, you're going to be like, what the what? What the what? Because not only do we have jazz performance, we're going to have hip hop. So we're going to take you through the whole spectrum of music. And at the same time, you know that the Catalyst is on and popping right about now.
Right about now.
And then if you decide that you want to walk over to Urban Drinkery, hey, they right next door to each other because the music is going to be blasting down the street.
Right on.
And then on Sunday, November 19th, is going to be our movies, and that is going to be at the Factory. See, we all over the place. And we're going to be showing Sun Ra, because this is the theme for our we're going to be showing films on Zora Neale Houston, and this movie that this lady named Debbie Yati Garrett made. It's going to also be playing as well. And so, and I want to say that's the end of this the event, but it's not, because guess what? We're coming back again. We're going to come back again, and we're always doing something. So please go out to our Pinellas Diaspora Arts Project website and look and see what we're doing on a regular basis. It's important that you support what we're doing, because we're bringing these events into the community. The way that we get our funding is by you registering. We are about uplifting other artists. And if you take a look at our site, we asking you to go out to Facebook. We asking you to go out to Instagram and to like us and follow us, because we're giving you the opportunity. And if you are an artist and you want to do something with us, please shoot us a message. We rarely say no to anything, but we just ask for the time in order to bring you in and to make it happen for you.
And now, what's this again? Tell people where they coming to this weekend. Okay. Well, all month.
All month is the 2022 Tappan Bay Afrofuturism Festival. Woo-hoo. And the theme is bridging future present and future past.
Yes.
And so we're bringing in that conversation, and we're bringing in the intellectuals. Mm-hmm. And as you can see,
Brother Gunner, you gonna be there?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll not miss this at all.
She said intellectual.
Yes.
I knew she was.
Brother Donnie on the spot.
No, I definitely will be there. The concept of go ahead.
No. It was just a question on here, so I can answer. No. The question's still there. Say it.
No. Our viewers and our listeners come first.
So the viewer says, for those who don't really know, what is Afrofuturism?
I figured that would be the question.
Wow.
Can you break that down?
Well, first,
a bit more.
Yeah, it is a big one. And first of all, I want to say, if you ever had the opportunity to go out and view Sun Ra, I'm going to invite you to go out to YouTube, to go out there and because I can't explain it all in one word, but what I can explain to you is a combination of mixing R&B, soul, jazz, and science.
Yeah. Right. Can I have a stab at it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And not to cut you off, but I want to say this. Can we make it concise? Being that I work in rhetoric and composition, and this is my field of expertise. I'm actually a professor of rhetoric and composition. Afrofuturism is very near and dear to me, because what Afrofuturism is, for our viewer, our listener who made the question, is the way African people on the continent and in the diaspora have always imagined cosmology and reduced that imagination into art. So what we see now in 2023, we're really in the entirety of the 21st century, are expressions, modern expressions of ancient ideas. There's a book called Black Genesis by Robert Bauval, in which he speaks about the origin of pre-Kemetic society in a place called Naba Plata in Nubia. You can find on cave paintings today in Sudan, in areas that Sudan, but not necessarily in Sudan as far as its colonial geographic designation, but you'll find in the area, Balat as-Sudan, the area that was called Balat as-Sudan, cave paintings where African people, and this is long before ancient Egypt, are already imagining the cosmos and reducing the cosmos into their own existence. This has been done in the past, and what we see now is a continuation of that into the future via art, via music, via literature. And African people have always used Afrofuturism as a form of resistance in their diaspora as well as on the continent. Be that Besouro, the flying beetle man in Brazil, be that High John the Conqueror, Johnny Conqueror in the American South, be that the flying African, the one who comes and visits you at night and then goes back over to tell you how to be free. Afrofuturism is indeed a continuation, a cultural continuity of African art into the diaspora, and shared by communities that are so-called called Black and Latinx. And this is in a small slice what Afrofuturism is.
But thank you, Intellectual Gangster.
No, anytime. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Yes, and that's why I as a teacher, I always going to tell a student, research it for yourself.
Right on.
Because in the interpretation of it, there's so much, and there's so much more, and it's important that we understand it because it has a lot to do with everything. When you think about Sun Ra and his band itself, the way they lived, the way his band lived was unorthodox in the world, and how they the dedication and how they used the earth. I mean, There's a story about a drum that got struck by lightning, and they took that drum to create the energy in the music. It's about using the earth, the universe. It's about using our past. It's about looking into our future. One of his songs that's called Space is the Place, he deeply embellishes where we are going, where we see ourselves in a different realm.
Yes.
Right. So that's what this festival is about, is how we see ourselves in a different realm,
right,
and how we talk about where we're going in the future. And so it's so much more. We are tapping into a portion of it, but at the same time, we're letting you know that there are intellectuals in the community, artists in the community. There are tech giants in the community that can bring this forth. And we just want to start that conversation that we are not what you think we are, but we are so much more.
Most definitely. You, Brother Naps, you saying something?
Yeah, I was thinking about the movie Wakanda and
how
they did a good job on displaying the visual side, some of the cultural things, but also the visual side of it to give people an idea of the outfits.
So you're talking about
Wakanda? Like that's a good visual representation for Afrofuturism.
Yes. And we've always, as communities, envisioned Afrofuturism. The movement, the one in the 20th century that gets the most credit, this had the most historiography, is the one that comes out of the middle part of the 20th century, coming out of the Black Arts Movement in North Amir Baraka, and the spillover into what became the Black Arts Movement. But it's far older than this. We were gazing at the heavens when we were following Polaris, the North Star, to get to freedom. So we've never reduced ourselves to the earth. We always have known ourselves as universal people. And the expressions coming out of the 20th century were anti-nihilism. Remember, you had the Beat movement that said, okay, well, they've dropped an atomic bomb, the world is over with, so we just need to tune out. We need to trip out, and we need to tune out. And that was the Leary movement. Well, African people saw it and said, no, we don't need to trip out. We are part of a universal community, and we're soul brothers from space. So then you have people like George Clinton, like Sly Stone, like Jimi Hendrix, up from the skies, who tapped into this, and they brought it forth. I mean, Earth, Wind, and Fire, So this is us, man. We're beautiful. God, we're beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, there is so many different communities that have tapped into it. Some people are concerned about the information that you share. Well, we're sharing the information, and we're tapping into a diverse audience, but we're also expanding on who we are and how we contribute into the community. And it's vital that we bring forth these intellectuals. It's vital that we present a family day for children where they can learn the technology and know what's out there. It is our goal at this event on Saturday at Childs Park to elevate our children in the community in technology. So that is a vital goal, and it's important that families come out.
Let's go! This whole event is so exciting, from November 3rd all the way to November 19th. Afrofuturism. This is the second annual. And we here for it.
I always say, like, one thing about our people here in our community, we're so creative. And like most people hear what people are saying they need, and then somebody just get it and bring it to life. And I love that about us.
So we got a book of the day.
Wait, hold on. So if y'all have any final thoughts that y'all would say before, like, what would you?
And they're more important than the book of the day.
So we'll go in because we're gonna. So first, tell us if you have like something to leave the people. What would you tell them?
Well, I'm gonna say research, explore, and know that there's so much more. Also, when the community bring forth these concepts to you, don't sit at home and watch TV. Come out into the community and see what we have for you. We're trying to feed into your intellect. So as time changes here in St. Pete and buildings are coming up, and I mean, we want you to be on point. We want you to understand what's happening in your community. We want to be able to have you contribute to your community. And we want to be able to make sure that our young people have the opportunity to see what we're doing as older people, how we are helping you become what you need to be.
The value of our area. You don't have to leave this area to fulfill your dreams. You can utilize the rest of the world to help fulfill your dreams, but this is a definite place to be your home. Solid.
I like that because a lot of people think that you have to leave your home to follow your dreams. You just gotta put the BS aside.
Come on now.
And travel. Travel is very important.
I would say sometimes you got
you don't have to leave home.
But you don't. But the key word is home.
Correct.
You know what I mean? I love to travel. Go see the world. Yeah. But you don't necessarily, because people think like to be successful you gotta uproot and go somewhere else, and that's you don't necessarily have to. And I'm not saying it's wrong if you do. I'm just saying it ain't right if you stay. It ain't necessarily.
Real quick, where can we find the schedule of all the events?
Okay, so you're gonna go out to the it is Pinellas Diaspora's Art Project, but we have it really easy for you. It's gonna be HTTPS.
You be putting it on the hold on, I got you. Hey, you be putting it on in the chat where you could go ahead.
No, that I got it right here. I put it in the chat right there.
All right. TABFF.com. Right, and you just select the event that you want to go to, and go ahead and register, and then just show up. Yep, that's so important. And so, I mean, we also have our Pinellas Diaspora Arts Project website. There you can put any questions. Also, another important thing is that we are a nonprofit, so we are donation and grant driven. So if you want to give us a donation, we will be so happy and grateful to have it. And we also want to thank our sponsors too. We have some sponsors, and we have our funders, and that's important. And 99.99 Jams is a sponsor too, because y'all sponsoring us right now. So we want to thank y'all for that. So
I have a question. Can I shoot a question to my artist, my beloved artist here? In your experience in art, what has been, and let's take the genre of music. I only say this because King Jab and I always go back and forth talking about the origins of G-Funk, with Jab being somebody who was actually present when G-Funk was being created. And we always talk about how much we love the all-star musicians who came out of the Parliament Funkadelic experience. But as artists, I want to ask you what you consider to be seminal projects of Afrofuturism, expressions in not only visual art, but in music and in literature, from your perspectives.
That's a good question. Well, first, I'm always going to take it back to one whose shoulders that I stand on, and that's Augusta Savage.
Okay.
This sister who was from Florida, she was a sculptor, but however, she was a scientist because she actually created her own clay. A lot of people don't know that. And she was from St. Augustine. And not only was she an artist, but she was an intellectual. In her story, she had to actually lie about her age to go back to school so she could get a scholarship so she can travel overseas. And she learned from the artists there. What people don't know about her, and this is something that she created in the future, she actually created a sculpture as a tribute to Lift Every Voice and Sing. And then no one knew that sculpture set at the World's Fair in New York City. And not only that, she was commissioned to do work in Washington, D.C., commissioned to do sculptures. And her foresight was, I want to say, she was an intellectual gangster, because this woman did what she had to do in order to bring her work forward. Right now, her work is sitting in, most of her work is at the Schomburg in New York City. Who would know that it would be part of a research library?
Shout out to Arthur Schomburg, the amazing Afro-Puerto Rican from Louisiana.
So when you ask the question, who, I'm going to start with her.
Fantastic.
And so, and the reason why is because not only did she move from Florida, she went to New York, and she was part of the Black Renaissance era. And she helped Schomburg and Hughes, Langston Hughes, to actually archive work that is now a library that you can research in New York City. Who would think, right? So now you go to this library And there you have in this library the greatest Black authors' work.
Yes.
Who she helped to archive.
Yes. Yes.
She started, I mean, this woman was phenomenal. She actually got a grant from Eisenhower, I believe, Lindsay, President Lindsay's wife, in order to start a coalition of Black artists in New York. So that's where I'm going with
this
it.
Is absolutely
and this is
beautiful.
what happens when you do work like this now, because you start to develop young intellectuals who can do the work later.
Come on now.
Now we're talking about having a museum in St. Petersburg. Who are the individuals that are going to be able to take over that museum? How are we building them? How are we bringing them into that next phase? It's with programs like this.
So everybody show up. If you got some time for the next 3 weeks, come in, make sure that you register because it is free. We're going to say free again.
Yes.
Everybody with me?
Free.
1, 2, 3.
Free.
Right. Register and come to this free event. Now, y'all are more than welcome to stay. It's up to y'all. Are y'all going to stay?
Can I ask Brother Naps the same question? Do we have time for me to ask Brother Naps the same question about your influence?
One of my influences was Sophia. I have to look at it because I want to mispronounce her name. Sophia Stewart.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Sophia Stewart?
Please tell us.
Sophia Stewart was the original writer of The Matrix. And Terminator, right? Because they're one and the same story, actually.
Right.
But yes, that would be the person that I would give the respect to for me.
Okay. Why so? Why was she so influential?
I think it was timing, number one, for me and my age. Right. We never seen nothing like that or experienced anything like that. It opened the mind. Just straight up. It just opened the mind. Anybody.
Right on.
I ain't seen anything like that since the Jetsons. Jetsons had something similar. And then it went away. And here comes this Matrix with some deep meaning behind of it.
Cool.
So, and then she has books and stories beyond that. You know what I'm saying, that she has out there that you can read up on, because that was still a plagiarized version.
Oh yeah, because I want to say this. I did. It is amazing, right? Because I remember when they first said that he stole her story, right? And it was back and forth about it, right? And so we were just talking about it.
Yes.
And I Googled it. Man, listen. So I remember when it was still a mystery, right? When they were still saying it was two boy Wachowskis.
Yes.
Right? Because the Matrix was important to me, right? We just watched it. That was the pre-event for the Afrofuturism at Urban Drink.
Explain the importance too, if you wouldn't mind, Mr. Press.
I feel honestly that this is like, it was so many messages in those movies, because both of them was really good movies. But her book was called The Third Eye of the Matrix. That was the third eye. And it's crazy because the name is really what it was about. Opening your third eye.
Yeah.
Waking up. You know what I mean? So that's Afrofuturism, y'all.
There we
Jackie,
go.
y'all can stay because we got to talk about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And let's not forget Sun Ra.
Yes.
A lot of people don't. Well, they do know, but I mean, he was responsible. I mean, for a lot of jazz musicians.
That's
a lot
true.
of jazz musicians came to him, especially trumpet players.
Yeah, Pharoah Sanders,
and saxophone players, in order to get on that frequency.
Yes.
Right. The frequency was, and then a lot of those performers went out to perform, have their other bands, you know, and so there's stories that some of the best saxophone players went to him and they couldn't even stay because they had a headache because he was on such a frequency. So when he talks about his story, and there's a huge clip when he went over to Egypt and he walked among the hieroglyphics and he started pointing out the conversations on the hieroglyphics that are true even to today, you know, and so
Master of the Medunetta he was.
Absolutely. And so he was able to bring, I mean, he was videotaping before videotape people thought about putting it on film. And so there is a lot of work out there by him. It's important that we understand how he contributed to the art, to all arts. I mean, not only just to music, but the dude was a fashion guru.
Yeah,
I mean, you
definitely.
know, he was wearing clothing that women think about today. He had people woven metallics that never was done. And so, you know, when people tap into punk rock, that is a play off of what Sun Ra was doing as well. So, I mean, he encompassed a lot of art, but he also, his science was really interesting too, because he talked about where we came from and how we move among the planet spiritually, and
That's
also his energy was just deep. It was just deep.
Goody Mob and Outkast, really the Dungeon Family, and in general took a lot from Sun Ra. If you watch the video for AD 9000, I believe it's on Erykah Badu's Mama's Gun album, taken directly from Sun Ra. If you watch CeeLo Green's work when when Out of Wild, but his work even when he went solo, Nas Barkley, Danger Mouse. All these people are pulling from Sun Ra's tradition, and the fact that he's coupled with Zora Neale Hurston, who, I mean, you can't say enough about the thickness of Zora Neale Hurston's interpretation of African culture and culture in general. I mean, as a woman in the early part of the 20th century, she was traveling all around the world. Kathleen Donner, she was selling with Donner. She was traveling over to Haiti. She wrote a history of Vodun. This is an amazing person to come out of the Harlem Renaissance again, right there with James Weldon Johnson, who's also from Florida, you know, who's from Jacksonville, you know, so you have that connection there. Claude McKay, you have all these amazing thinkers that are coming into their own as artists around the same time. They can't help but be influenced one with the other.
Thank you.
Cool beans. That's
Cool beans. Well, you know what? We're almost to the end of the show. We got like 15 more minutes.
and we have an Ask Kiana.
Yeah, so let's run it.
All right, here we go. Ask Kiana is presented by whom again? Who's sponsoring?
St. Petersburg Grocery Co-op.
Yeah, all right.
The St. Petersburg Grocery Co-op is one community grocery co-op. Y'all look it up on Facebook and all services.
All right, here we go. Dear Kiana, I'm in love with two men and don't know which one to marry, as they both have mentioned marriage to me. First, there's Rod. He's clean cut and
Wait, pause. They put names in this. I've never had names in the Ask Kiana. Okay, go ahead.
First, there's Rod. He's clean cut and corporate, and he sells insurance. My mother loves him, which helps his case a lot. He's very reliable, but he seems to get to the next step into marriage. Then there's Tony. He's tall, dark, handsome.
Leave Tony. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Go ahead, finish the story.
Then there's Tony. He's tall, dark, handsome, but intense. In fact, he is exciting, but short-tempered, to the point that it kind of gives me the creeps. But they're awfully nice creeps, if you know what I mean. I do not know which one I like best. In the daytime, I like Rod. He's sweet and reliable. But I believe I like Tony better at night. He's hot, wild, and exciting, and nasty. Which one do you think would make the best husband for me, Rod or Tony, and why?
Well, I'm going to say this, right? Oh, so you got to choose what's best for you, right? But I'm going to tell you honestly, fun and exciting wears off.
Okay.
When you're looking for a life partner. Fun and exciting, when I look at it, is like Disney World. You go there, it's fun and exciting, but you can't stay in fun and exciting because real world happen. You need somebody that's going to be responsible. And usually the person that you settle down with, you have fun and exciting, but this is when you see real life with somebody who's like responsible. So you want somebody that's going to help you pay these bills. Fun and exciting quit their jobs. when they know the mortgage is due, usually. You know what I mean? Because there's no real stability there. And not saying that it cannot be. So when you're looking for a life partner, it ain't always fun and exciting. So I'm going with Rob.
Okay,
Alex, give me Rob.
Okay.
And I mean, it's just because it looks like, yeah, that's what I'm going at. Rob, Tony, it was nice, but yeah, I wouldn't go with Tony. All right. That was really simple. I could elaborate and more, and I probably will. What you about to say?
No, I want to turn it over to our guests and see if our guests have any perspective on this. Can we get our guest involved in this? Oh, we got a call too.
This is probably you, B.
2023.
Hello, caller. Introduce yourself.
Hey, peace and light, everyone. How you doing, Q?
Oh, hey, I was wrong, Mrs. Peanut.
Hey, so I just want the listeners, man, to kind of target their kids to this event, the Afrofuturism. I say that because I didn't know that my uncle making me watch all those Star Wars movies were going to make me fall in love with science. And so we can get our children to be in love with art by, first of all, get them around as much as we can. So I know that we all, like King Jab, are going to see the mothership land at Urban Drinkley. But parents, kind of find us these events. But in the daytime, I hear they're free. And please get y'all children out there so we can get our children into the Afrofuturism of life. And they can be the creators of the future. I just want to throw that out there, man.
Thank you. Y'all heard him?
Big up.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Okay. There we go. Bring your kids out. So yeah, back to the Ask Kiana. Go ahead. What y'all about to say?
Stability in 2023. Stability. I think the homeboy Rob. He got stability. And if that was my sister or my niece or something trying to make that decision, I probably would go with the stability dude.
Because Tony gonna get you moving back in with your parents.
I mean, you could always train up. They got to go through experiences or something to actually get it, and they'll need to practice on you.
Wow.
Go ahead.
You know, I know this is a serious question for this young person, this young lady, and I'm just going to come with a little bit of wisdom, I guess. I'm going to say, you know, it's hard to choose. I know that it's hard to choose. You don't know what your future is going to be like, but you got to say to yourself and know deep in your core that the one who is going to show up for you and the one that you could give peace of mind to is the one that you might want to go with.
Right.
Because what a lot of women want is for someone to show up for them. And that's showing up financially, showing up in love, showing up in understanding. Being your ride or die, showing up in that way. But where's your head at? You know, who are you going to give peace of mind to? Who are you not going to stress out? I mean, you got to look at yourself as well. So if you're planning on spending time, because you don't want to have any regrets. You don't want to get with that person and in 6 months you'd be like, oh, I should have made a different decision, because what's going to happen is that you're setting yourself up for a life of trying to make flip-flop decisions. And sometimes it may just take time for you to just step away from both of them to see who's going to show up for you in the right way. And I mean, but
she also said Tony was short-tempered. Right, these are some signs that you look at. Short-tempered. I mean, and I like exactly what you said, but from what she gave us, like right here, short-tempered, meaning when you're frustrated. Usually people who are short-tempered also cannot communicate properly. And so the anger comes out because they can't articulate and they don't know how to process their feelings.
Right.
And then you're in this big ball of mess. And a lot of times people do pick somebody just off of fun and excitement and realize 6 months down the road, I done made a mistake. I done seen people fight really hard for somebody and then they get it and they be like, man, that ain't even really what I want.
Right.
And then they stay stuck in a situation because they felt like they fought so hard for the wrong thing. So I can't tell you. None of us can tell you who
right
to be with, but I will tell you when you're looking at for a lifetime partner, you definitely want somebody that you can depend on, and not just like she said, not just financial, but emotionally, mentally, and physically. You know what I mean? Somebody that's gonna have your back.
Sometimes you have to step back from your situation. I mean, it may take some time for you to not love either one for a moment and just love on yourself, and then maybe you'll find your answer that way as well, because sometimes we not still, and when you still, you see a lot. And then because I feel like crossing water makes you have the right decision, go to the water by yourself, plant your feet in the ground, meditate on it. Don't make a hasty decision just because
Oh, you be say tell both men to let them choose.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you what Tony won. If that's the case.
You don't know, because Rob might be a black belt on here.
He might. Rob might be.
What you about to say?
I say you can't coach nasty. I say of all. You spend the vast majority at night with the person who you should be with. You cannot coach nasty. Stay with Tony, because as soon as you flat back in it and it's vanilla, the first thing you do. You better say, shit, baby, now.
But she's taking it just this. So I like where you're going, but I disagree.
I got you.
And the only reason why is you're gonna be back at your mama house. And as nasty as you like Tony to be, you can't be nasty at your mama house.
See, that's all.
House or with other people, it tones down the nastiness. You can't be as nasty as you want to be.
It just changed the dynamics of the nastiness.
I'm telling you,
listen.
do what you want to do. Listen to
do what you want.
Listen to Donnie, and then
Tony.
I see it, and then
Tony.
when you can't pay your bills, ask Donnie and Crystal, can you live with him? Because he told you to stay with.
Listen. That's why.
'23 is stability.
Yes.
Because the world has changed like a lot.
It is. Caller, introduce yourself.
I'm sorry. Good morning, guys. This is none other than the one and only Mr. Don J. How's everybody doing this morning?
Don J, how are you?
I am fine, but I think we got a problem, sir. We have a problem. Because we're not on the air, and I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
We are. There's no signal coming from the studio. So I tell you what. Go ahead and wrap up and then call me back. But there's nothing coming from the studio, right?
Okay. I don't know what's going on. So hopefully we can get it together. Don J say nothing is coming through the air. So I don't know. Hopefully we can get it together before these 3 minutes are up. So okay, final thoughts.
Well, my final thought is to focus on this the festival. It's so important that the community comes out and register. Again, we can bring more programming like this if you register and you come out. We want to thank our funders. We want to thank our whole team who's working on this, all our volunteers that are coming in. That's really important. We want to thank the Tech Kings. We want to thank Childs Park, Urban Drinkery, the Woodson Museum, Studio 620, Arts for Life, all of the organizations that have come together to support our programming. My final thought is about free to the community, uplifting the community, uplifting artists, and just bringing forth what St. Petersburg and the Tampa Bay area is really about.
All right. My final thoughts are, as always, expand your gangster. Make sure that you take in all of the things that are beneficial for you and hack away all the unessentials that are not beneficial for you. Expand your gangster.
All right. It's First Friday. Be safe out here. I'll be at Urban Drinkery. Come on out for He Say, She Say. Right? Anybody. I think I need a co-host because my co-host canceled on me. He had other arrangements. So anybody want to co-host with me tonight? Let me know. So be the change you want to be or see. Write down those 5 things that made you smile, made you giggle, just made you feel good. Y'all know I'm going to say this anyway. A lot of times we harp on the one thing that made us upset and we let it dictate our day, and we missed out on so much greatness because we let that one thing, and there was so much that happened that was so good. So remember that. Just appreciate life because you just never know where it's going to go. That has been it. Stay tuned because we have Sister Hughes coming in.
Total praise.
Right. Make you kick off your shoes.
And shout around the house.
Yes. So stay tuned. This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Kiana.
And I am the intellectual gangster, your brother Donnie, the professor.
Yes. And we are out.
Peace.
Hey, woo-woo. Thank y'all.
No, thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Are you ready for some church? The Angels Gospel Show is back with a bang. Bringing to you gospel with live interviews,
with the BBC
scriptures,
News.
inspirational
The U.S.
topics,
Secretary of State
inspirational
Anthony Blinken
events,
has
and hot
arrived in
gospel
Israel
music
on
of
his
all
second
types.
visit to the
Coming to you
region
live
since
from
the
the
war
studio
began.
of
He said he will
99.1
continue to
every
press to get
Sunday from 12
humanitarian
to 2
aid into
p.m.
Gaza